Okay, it's 7 p.m. We're going to open up the Wednesday, June 17th, 2020 meeting of the Port Side Utah Commission. For the record, I'm Terry Newman calling in by phone. Everybody else, please announce their attendance.
Craig Brandt.
Mike Buckwald. David Huntington.
Craig Zalesky.
That's what I
There you go. Craig, you're on the phone, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good, welcome. That should be it. Do we have anybody in the audience with comment?
We have nobody in the audience.
I guess we have no one, Terry.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to review last month, the agenda? We have
Yeah.
approval of the agenda by consent.
Yeah, that's good.
If there's nothing anybody'd like to add, remove, okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes by consent. Any changes? Hearing none, approved by consent. Did we lose Craig?
What the?
You still there, Gillespie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Somebody must have else come on the line and then.
Might have been somebody else come on the line, Terry.
Bill Meyer, did Bill Meyer weigh in yet?
No, I don't think he's on.
Hearing nothing, nothing.
I think he's gone.
Okay. Next item on the agenda will be approval of the financials by consent, and we'll turn it over to Kelly. There's some differences there, she'll probably point out.
So the checks printed
Kelly?
for May were $118,763.60. The campground occupancy is down 10%, which is a little less than last month, which is good, it's getting better. Mortgage is just down 1%. And then I did a profit loss comparison for March, April, and May. So March of 2019, March of 2020. Mainly because of the campground revenue being down. So March of 2019, our net income was $52,393. March of 2020, as a comparison, we were a negative $3,608. And then profit loss
So
for.
which one's that, Kelly? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So
I think you sent out 7 attachments. Which attachment are you referring to?
I'm just throwing out some figures so that you guys kind of know what happened in March, April, and May with not having the campground revenue. So I didn't make attachments for you. I'm just kind of letting you know.
Okay.
So April of 2019, we're at a net income of $55,954. April of 2020, remembering that we've got a lot of projects going on, we were a minus $47,306. And then May of 2019, this also has to do with the erosion from back then, minus $73,943. This May 2020, we're a minus $45,157. But if you look at the budget overall, we're still actually doing really well, even though we did lose some of that campground and mortgage revenue.
So when you say we're doing really well, are you looking at total income when you say that?
I just compared the net income
Okay.
for those 3 months.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but available beginning cash would would have a lot of that, right?
That's correct, it would be.
Mhm.
Because we're up, that's the saving grace there, because we're up by $396,000, that's the change between last year and this year. So if we looked at the, you know, if you just go revenues and exclude that, that's the, I mean, maybe that's what you're doing, Kelly, I don't have that in front of me, so I can't tell. But,
It-
you know, we had an increase in available beginning cash, which is part of our resources, of almost $400,000. So
Yeah.
it shows that our net income is only, well, it shows that our net income's up by 40,000 when I look overall, and that's not even close to being correct, because our revenues obviously are, you know, if we're up by 40,000, what does that mean? We're down by 300 and something thousand when it comes to our overall revenue collections. That would be a better way to show that analysis, would be exclude the beginning cash, just show us what we brought in revenues and what we paid out in expenses, and then the difference there.
So,
And same with the 4840 on the grants, there's a big swing there that, you know, kind of does the opposite, but we don't really get a good picture unless we start doing the math on those, in my opinion. Yeah, I think you guys are looking at that last, page, the July 2019 through May 2020, in the comparison, is that what you guys are looking at?
Now,
Well, you know, that's,
so
Yeah.
it's not saying the bank balance.
Where it talks about the available beginning cash, and it's almost a $400,000 positive, which is, I mean, you know, just skews everything, right?
well, it does when you look at it that way, Craig, but, you know, Kelly is now showing me what she's doing, and she's just taken the month of May and showing the income that we get, not including the beginning available cash. And there is a 30, I don't know what the swing is. It shows that we had almost a $74,000 loss May 2019. May 2020, we've got a $45,000 loss. So it's basically showing that we're doing better. It shows we're doing better this year than we did last year, but
We're just not losing as much.
yeah, no, right, we're not losing as
I mean,
much.
really, yeah.
It's
For
just-
that time period.
It's just for that month though, and when did we open? In May? Yeah, we
opened up back May 26th.
Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of hard to, because we had some big capital outlay we had $124,000 in May in capital outlay. In May this year, we had 2,200. So there's some big differences there. Every other expense is, with the exception of debt service, every other expense is lower, actually higher in 2020. Personal services are up, materials and services are up, but capital outlay is down by $122,000, which makes a big difference in that comparison. So overall, no, we're not, you know, our revenues last year in May were 120,000. Our revenues in May this year were 40,000. So, I mean, that all just is ugly. I mean, there's nothing pretty about that picture at all. But,
Mm-mm.
and we've been hit hard March, April, and May.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing pretty about the picture at all. There's just, a person just has to be careful to make the comparisons with apples to apples. So the bottom
Yeah,
line,
I was looking at that last attachment, that's a profit and loss previous year comparison
Right.
from May to July, actually July to May.
right,
And that, you know, because that kind of gives you where we are to date, right, throughout the whole year.
correct.
And yeah, I mean, just even looking at it at that, and encompassing where we are year to date, I mean, if you take the available beginning cash out and you take the grants out, I mean, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look real encouraging. I don't know enough about the budgeting process to know how that really fits into where we budgeted and how we're gonna make that up. I don't understand that process, but I'm sure Mike does.
Well, I don't know that I understand it, but we are not making it up. I mean, that's not gonna happen. Well, our taxes,
I mean, so I don't.
our taxes are one thing, you know, we're gonna collect, for the most part, we're probably gonna have a good collection on our property taxes, but the rest of it is gonna smell pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna have to
Well, I
watch the
think we're already-
expenditures.
Yeah, we're up over $18,000 on property taxes over last year.
Yeah, it looks like it's up 19,415 on the thing I'm looking at.
You know,
I'm not sure what everybody else.
levy
Yeah.
That's
taxes.
what I'm looking at too, Craig.
Yeah. So, you know, the taxes are up, but if you look at the income in general, and again, take out 4,100 and take out 4,840, it's just kind of, there's a lot of negatives, you know? Stinks.
The whole thing stinks now.
Well, I think Mike said it all, we're not gonna make it up, but we do have a contingency fund, correct?
Yeah. Hey, what's that 7,700 under the expenses? The transfer to other funds, is that, what is that 60 grand?
Well, that'd be a transfer to our
Capital
other,
maintenance
our
fund.
capital maintenance fund, Craig, that we budget to put over in that other fund that we hang on to, or we're kind of collecting over there to do various, well, like the wharf boardwalk fire system is over in that one. And,
Oh, okay.
we just have been accumulating, I think we've only had it for about 2 years, this might be the third year we've had it. And it was started to, kind of a reserve account to accumulate to do some larger projects.
Is that when we do the budget and we have so much we put so much in contingency because then we can move it around and it doesn't have to go through the process or something? I'm not sure, I can't remember, but.
Yeah, no, the contingency is we estimate all the revenues, and then we estimate all the expenses for the next year. Whatever's left, rather than have what's called an unappropriated ending fund balance and it just sits there, we put it in a contingency just in case something occurs that is incredibly unforeseen.
Okay. Because I know every year we talk about that when we're doing the budget, how much we want to allocate for the contingency.
But the incoming transfer is not the contingency fund.
No, it's just, it comes out of the big
Right.
pot, Terry. You know,
Right.
that's just part of it. That's like personal services or anything. It's just another line item we put in there. After we figure out what we're gonna
Capital
get.
improvement. Maybe someday we'll be able to buy a new bathroom facility.
Yeah, it might be a little while after
Don't
this
know
year.
about this year.
Okay, any other questions? Very good. Kelly?
No, that's it. That's all, Terry.
Okay. That being said, let's continue on, except I lost the screen to the agenda, so maybe you can help me, David.
Well, I think number 6, Craig wanted to talk about the Noble Street parking lot, but I think we're gonna hold off on that.
Okay.
And so the next item should be manager report and commission reports.
I have nothing new to report. I would like to hear from, the manager,
Okay.
on the update on the campground.
Well, we've started work on the new sites. It's been a little bit slow. The weather's put us behind. Some of the materials that we thought were going to be here did not show up, but everything's in place now. We've started. We're supposed to have some nice weather, so we should really be able to start to make some progress on it this week and just continue on. As far as our campground, we've been really steady with reservations and campers showing up. We're getting real booked up for this summer. We're seeing a lot of people making reservations right now. I think September, we should be pretty much booked up. It's looking pretty good. There's one thing that we found out the other day, that salmon season on the Sayusla River, they'll be allowing only one fish per person this year.
Right.
One fish on the river,
For the
and
year.
that's it.
Get that.
For the year?
For the
Per
year.
the whole season or per day?
The whole season.
Wow, so much for the fishing
Are you
season.
kidding me?
No, I'm serious. The ocean
I want
rules,
my money back.
the ocean rules will be the same still. You'll be able to get your 2 and 20 in the ocean, but the Sayusla River has been cut to one fish total, one and you're done. And so we've had a few people call and want to shorten
Yeah.
their reservations now, of course.
Wow.
I don't know what to do at this point. They're not, some of them have said they want to cancel, but most of them that I've heard from at least want to be able to shorten their stays. And with our policy in place right now, I mean, there's no refunds.
Well, it's been posted right there, if you go on ODFW, the whole coastline, some of the rivers are totally closed up north. And you only get 5 in the whole river system for the whole year. Everything else gotta come out of the ocean.
It hasn't been a lot, but there's been 2 to 3 people that I know of so far that have called and want to at least shorten their stays. I don't know what to, you know.
Are you looking for direction from the commission on how to handle the request for
Well,
14 days?
what, would you guys allow an exception?
Is there a provision in that clause that says managers can use his own discretion?
Not the way it's written up at this point.
Well, I think due to the economic times and constraints by ODFW that it'd be silly of us not to grant them a refund. Am I wrong, Commissioner?
Well, I don't know, I don't think ODF&W has anything to do with it, as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a rip what they do. That's just a chance that a person takes when it comes to fishing and hunting and that type of thing. However, economic times might be a different, I mean, you know, I might have some sympathy in that area, but I don't for the ODF&W. You just book up our whole campground, all 40 of you, and oh gosh, they changed the rules, I can only get one fish instead of however many you could get per day. And so I'm not coming down when I cancel and get my money back. I don't know, I mean, that puts everybody at risk. So it seems like we made this I mean, it's not an easy thing it's just tough. I understand that. We made this when things were kind of going good, and this COVID thing has made a mess of everything. But as far as ODF&W, I'm just not sure. I didn't know they were coming down here for a month just to fish. I didn't know that. They didn't say that. I mean, I don't know, Terry. I could go either way what the commission wants to do, but someplace we got to draw the line and take care of business. It's
Yeah, we're here for a business.
And the other side of it is we just adopted policy, right?
Yeah.
And we just went through this. Yeah. And it's like it's senseless to go through that process. And then every time there's something that comes up, we're gonna make an exception to it. I'm not saying I'm not opposed to it, I'm just, at some point, it's like, the policy is what it is, and sometimes we have to give answers we don't necessarily, people aren't gonna wanna hear, but that's the way it is. I mean, and I don't know, we'll talk more about it, I'm not sure where I fall on it, but it just seems like if we're gonna have a policy, we ought to follow it.
I agree.
Well, that being said, I concur, I mean, I agree. I'm glad you all felt that strong about it. That being said, Dave, just follow policy is all we can do.
That's what we've been doing.
Good. Good
But,
job. Gosh, I was gonna ask to get my money back in my salmon tag.
That's why they waited this late to do that.
Well, you do a lot of your fishing in the
Well, you
ocean
buy it.
too.
Yeah, you buy it first of the year and then they change all your rules.
Yeah, it's pretty typical.
They do it with
I
hunting,
know, but
fishing, everything.
One fish is a little, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that being said, does any of the other commissioners have something they'd like to report on?
Not me.
Yeah, I'd like to hear how the social distancing is going with the opening of the boat ramp and, everything else. How's that going, Dave? Has that been a problem? Are things going well there?
It hasn't been a problem at all, but, you know, with the halibut opener, it's been pretty nasty weather, so we haven't had the huge crowds showing up, but as far as the distancing and big crowds, I think it's been going great. We've actually opened up the cleaning stations now to where we've taken the middle hoses out, so you'll only be able to get 2 people on each side, and they'll be 6 foot apart. But it hasn't
Have
been.
you heard anything regarding the uptick in cases and potentially a tightening of the restrictions? Have you seen anything come across your desk related to that?
Not here in this county, but there are other counties. I think there's 5 or 6 of them where they're going to require masks in public places and other things. And I think there's some that they're holding back on phase 2 for some other counties. But I haven't heard anything about Lane County yet.
They got
Have
everything
we
up
opened our
north.
bathrooms yet?
Yeah, we did open our bathrooms. We're cleaning them twice a day.
Good. Are those guys that are doing the cleaning, are they keeping some kind of log about that, or are they just doing it and part of their daily routine?
It's been our daily routine. We've always cleaned the bathrooms twice a day, in the morning and then the afternoon.
Good. Right on, that's
And
good news. We're glad it's going well.
We've put other signage throughout the facility too. You know, all of our dock, marina gates now have signage on them also, and we haven't seen an issue here at all yet.
Good.
Hey, David, I wanted to ask you, did you notice the difference in the wind pattern with the blue buildings gone?
No, not at all.
Dang, that was a good argument for a long time, it just never
Yeah.
worked.
No, and most everybody has said nothing but positive about the blue buildings being gone. I've yet to hear a complaint about them.
I would agree.
We did finally receive
Well,
we received our grant for a strategic business plan. So pretty quick, we're gonna continue to move on with our strategic business plan, and it might take a little bit more of our time at some point. I think LCOG's gonna wanna come down pretty quick and have another meeting with us as soon as we can open up where we can start having meetings, and who knows when that'll be. I'm not sure.
Are those the guys at Madison Mapleton?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
it just sounds kind of funny that we get a grant from the state, we turn around and give it back to another state agency.
To the county, yeah.
Well, whatever, government funded.
Yeah.
Mike, you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Craig?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, whatever happened to the Novelli thing?
With the pipe,
Yeah,
well, what happened with that was, initially when we started dredging, you know, we had to have everybody move their boats so we could get the dredge in there, and, we had asked Novelli's to move their pipe out of the way. Well, 10 years of dredging, without dredging, nobody could get that pipe. It was 5 or 6 feet at least underneath the ground, so we had no choice but to dredge, and it chewed it up. Since that time, I've given her pipe that we have had for a lot of years out here, and it was enough pipe for her to get out far enough in the river, and Brian the diver did all the work for her for free, so it didn't cost anything. We got her done.
Wow.
That's the main thing.
so it's fixed and done.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's done and over.
Nice job.
But it wasn't really something that was our fault. We had to dredge and nobody could get her pipe out of the water. It was too far buried underneath the mud, so.
Well, nice job handling it. I'm sure she was happy that you were able to help her.
Oh yeah, she appreciated it.
Good.
That's
all I have.
Do we have any commercial boats in the harbor going for halibut this coming week?
Not that I know of. Here at least, I don't. Novelli's are the only commercial boat that I know that's actually operating out of here, and they're just doing some crabbing, crabbing is all.
Yeah, they have a halibut opener Monday. Anything else to report, David?
I guess we've got 3 bids for our sealing project for the harbor, our harbor lot out here for resealing and striping. I just got them within the last couple days, and I guess at some point we'll make a decision on who we want to use and try and get that done this summer during the warm weather. Hopefully not on a halibut day, and I don't know, it's going to be a little bit of a project because we know we're going to have, you know, boat trailers parking in here and everything else, but you got to do it during the nice weather, so.
Have to close off.
Well, we
half
have
the
time.
Yeah.
Well, we can close up the parking lot over there and mark it off and let them park over there.
Yeah.
There's when we've got that access.
But that's about it
We'll make
right
sure we
now.
get that on next one's schedule.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna be here next month, or are you gonna be on the phone? I mean, you live so far away.
Well, we can have with the social distancing rule, we can have up to 9 people in the conference room here. But I don't know when we're ever going to phase 3. I heard until they get a vaccine. I don't know if
I
that's
think
true
you're
or
at
not.
25 now, can't you?
25? If you can have 6 feet
6
social
foot, yeah.
distancing.
Yeah, you gotta be in the gymnasium for that.
Yeah, I know that, but it is 25.
Okay, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure meeting, very good, productive, and we will see you before next month's meeting.
All right, good talking to you, Terry.
Close the meeting.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you guys later.
Yeah, bye, guys.
See ya.
Good night, guys.